So I had decided to get different photos to represent kind of the process of a child learning, kind of like the different gender roles and stereotypes, and then it moves on to kind of how these stereotypes are represented in some media and what some of those stereotypes are. We also have a section on like how the stereotypes affect a lot of men and women, and then the last section is on basically making the changes to not let these stereotypes rule us. So the first section that I have is about the child kind of learning these stereotypes. You have a baby learning a puzzle, people arguing about what's feminine and masculine, a child that is being pulled apart, and somebody who is, it looks like, trying to be forced into liking something they may not actually like. I had chose this section from chapter 2, specifically when we're talking about the social learning theory and cognitive development theory. I had chose this section because I felt that this was probably the most prominent way that children learn and figure out what kind of roles that they might want or like be forced to fit into. And then I have my next section, which is kind of those stereotypes and how they're shown in media. So we have a woman who's being shown to be the mother and the worker. We also have, it's a little hard to tell, but she's cutting on wings or like a cape like Superman. We also have magazine articles where you see that the male is more covered, the female is very revealed. We also have this little image of like kind of what a man is supposed to think about, women, strong cars, being successful. We also have some more images of like the difference in ads. So these are swimwear between male and female, shorts and tops. There is also this magazine cover for showing some of the stereotype that men have to have like a perfect body. This section I had picked it from chapter 7 and chapter 10, so becoming gendered and gendered organizational communication. I have picked these because these are the most common stereotypes or roles that we see and kind of get forced upon children as they're growing up. The third section that I have is kind of how these stereotypes affect us. So we have a child who has people telling him, boys don't cry, man up, don't be such a girl, be a real man. These toxic masculinity phrases that men get told since they're like a very young child. I also have this photo where it shows two business workers, a male and female. You can see that this ladder seems to have wider steps because there is a lot of studies stating, that women have a harder time getting certain jobs, getting into different positions. I kind of have that same image here where they're basically in the same area, the man and the woman. This says we are hiring, but he's holding his hand out to the man. I also wanted to show where the stereotype that men have to have this perfect body, they have to look at like this. And then I had included, it's a bit hard to see, it's statistics on the percentages of male to female in certain areas. There's evening broadcasts, print, internet, and wires, and just about all of them, the male is the one who is most prominent in these departments. And then finally, I have my last section. This was the section that I wanted to show breaking these stereotypes and these gender norms. So there's a little girl in a pink field with a blue toy, a boy in the opposite with a pink toy, children with toys that are supposed to be for the opposite gender, a woman working with a man being at home, different pronouns represented with different people. I had also chose some quotes that I thought were kind of nice for this situation. They're both Dr. Seuss quotes. Yeah, that was my project. Thank you.